You don't have to come on here telling me what's your occupation. I don't give a fuck about it. To be honest, whatever you do in your life, that's what you do in your life, baby. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You don't have to come on here. I'm not asking for where you working at. I'm asking for money. I'm broke, bitch! All your hoes be full of nut, but your pockets be empty. If you gonna be a hoe, be a paid one at least. Damn, I bet not be laid up with a man and he ain't helping. Woo, you young and dumb. What? And what you see about my life. So you don't know what's going on in my household. That's third of all. And fourth of all, you sit right here trying to dig into my life and worry about what I'm going on when you sit right here probably getting fucked as tough.
Is that funny, right?
Me and you having a nigga baby who broke his foot. I'm not. That's one. You taking all that nut in your uterus and going all into your stomach to have
Do you have any comments at all?
Baby that the man is broke.
What just happened?
Okay, so it's Saturday morning here in Asia, and I'm the only one awake. So if you hear some weird noises in the background, it's because people are getting up at different times. Ooh. This seemed like a great idea last night. Hold on, I have to take care of the dog real quick, because, yeah, she's in a bit of a mood, so give me 1 second. Okay, so that should take care of her. I gotta get a bigger house. This house is just really, I don't know, small. Anyway, good morning. Hi, everybody. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Jack. Guns N' Roses. How is everybody? We're missing somebody from here. Irish Jazz and Wind Whispers and Freedom and Dawn and Violet. Violet? Where is Violet? That Cornhusker? Man, see, everybody got on me last week because I wasn't doing regular live streams. And now I'm doing 2 in a row and nobody's here. So you know what? Hard cheese. Yeah, exactly. Irish Jazz, Violet Witch. Nobody's around, huh? Okay, fine. I'm going to remember this. Anyway, what was I talking about? Was I talking about anything? I don't think so. Anyway, yesterday, well, let me backtrack a bit. I decided to pull out the old equalizer, which is what I used to use when I was back in America, and I haven't used it mainly because the power cord was not working. And then I went to, where'd I go? Oh, so I went to the Asian Amazon, and I saw the exact same equalizer, but it was incredibly much cheaper. So I got it just so I could get the cord. But now I need new jack plugs to put in. So me and Florian go to the Malai equivalent of a department store, and I bring the adapter plug with me, so I don't have to give a description and they're looking at me like I'm from another planet. So Florian takes it to the guy in the electronics section, and I asked him, like, do you have this? And he immediately says, we're out of stock. And see, on my expat forum, somebody mentioned that when a Filipino doesn't know what you're talking about in that kind of context, they'll just say it's out of stock rather than say, I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that a new term for peacemaker? Oh. I don't know. What was I talking about with making peace? You talking about when I shot my dog? I didn't really shoot my dog. Oh, so like I was saying, so we went to a couple of other places and they don't have it, you know. And so now I have to go all the way back to Valencia, which is the city south of here, which they have several shopping areas where I'll probably be able to find it. But then I thought, do I really want to go all the way to Valencia? I don't know. I don't feel like eating pizza right now. And their pizza's not that good anyway. So basically, I had to reorder everything on the Asian Amazon. It's called Lazada. And they're okay. I mean, they take COD, which I haven't had anybody do cash on delivery since, man, I don't remember. It must have been sometime in the 80s when people accepted cash on delivery. That went out a long time ago in America, but here it's still the norm. So I mean, there she is. Hey, Violet, what's going on, dear? How are you? Wait, this isn't supposed to be working like this. So anyway, I was talking with Teresa last week, and in case you guys don't know, she is a very hardcore fan of the New York Jets. And when she told me that was her favorite team, I immediately thought, why? Because it's still freezing. Oh, see. It's not freezing here. I mean, I think the overnight temperature was about 68 degrees, which is like really cold here, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not cold at all. So, yeah, it's not cold here at all. I mean, if anything, wait, what was I going to say? Where is Irish Jazz? See, this is what annoys me. Punch her in her head. Let's see, hear that langer. Langer. I never knew if that was a bad word or not. Hold on, I got a new choice. I'm going to play a couple of sound effects here, see how they sound. Okay, that was a bird of some sort. I think it was a crow. She's doing errands. Why would she be doing errands like that? She's doing errands. I didn't even think she drove a car. Irish Jazz drives? Wow. Okay. You learn something new every day. Teresa, where are you? I want to talk about the New York Jets. Aaron, post this again. New York Jets. New York Jets. Walmart is across the street. Okay, so if Walmart's across the street, look, she got the message like over 14 hours ago. So why would she wait till now to go to Walmart? No, she's just being difficult. So, no, I'm not buying it. I'm really not buying it. And no. Oh, somebody's having phone issues again. Okay, no worries. So, no, what was I about to say? I actually had something I was going to say, and then I got sidetracked. ADHD. Oh wait. Oh, she was at her son's show. Okay. Ah, here we are. Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm doing good. How's
Uh,
everybody?
everybody's good.
Glad to hear that. So, Irish Jazz is in Walmart.
Yeah, she maybe they sell weed in Walmart. I don't know.
Well, maybe there is like a smoke shop next to it. They usually put them like there, like in Walmart's usually like in a like a little shopping mall.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I wouldn't want to buy any weed from Walmart. I just think that it wouldn't be of a high quality. And not to say things in Walmart are cheesy, because I used to shop in
Yes, they
Walmart.
are. Yes,
Well,
they are.
not everything is cheesy. I mean, the
No,
food is the
not
same.
no. Don't ever buy red meat or meat. Period from Walmart.
Well,
It's
no,
gross.
I would never buy meat from Walmart. But I mean, like if I needed some Frosted Flakes and
Oh yeah, stuff like that. But
a gallon of
their
milk.
meat, I'm like, what in the world? Meat is that not that color?
Well, how's their bacon? You know how their bacon is?
Yeah, it's like the way the Jets throw football.
Well, wait. Then
Pork skin, it all throws the same.
yeah,
Just got
but
to throw it up and high and get
if
that spin
their
on it.
meat's the same as the Jets throw a football, then they should be shut down for like a biohazard. And
Enough with you and the Jets. The Jets are good. And let me tell you, my backup team is the 49ers. And they're having a hell of a
ooh,
season. And they're going to the playoffs. I'm just telling you.
ooh, your backup team's the 49ers. How good is
Mhm.
your team that you need a backup team? Think about that for a second.
Well, it was my dad's favorite team. And for me to go against him and like the Jets was like a big deal.
Okay, so your dad picked a quality team and you
Yep.
picked a I don't know team.
Well,
Okay,
it
so
all
how long
started really with betting so I could cover my ass.
so you always pick the Jets to lose and just cover the spread.
I always go for the underdog.
Okay, there's underdogs and then there's underground.
All right. Listen, Leon Spinks, all right?
I have my teeth there. They're
So
naturally
does
grown.
he. Hold on, I
I,
want to put the chat on
you
so I
know,
can keep up.
don't make me dig up a picture of Leon Spinks without his teeth. Okay, we don't want to go there. We're all having
Getting
fun.
older now, that's all.
Well, he's deceased now. Wait, isn't he? I don't remember. I think he passed away.
No, I don't. No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So how long have you been a Jets fan?
Let me see. A long time. Let me
That's
tell
not
you.
a lie. That's not a time frame. A long time.
As far as I can remember, like ever since.
Does it go back to the 80s or the 90s or
No, I was born in '78. You know that.
okay, so
So
then
let
it
me
goes
think.
to okay,
Like probably like the late '90s, like mid late '90s.
late 90s. Okay. So let's see. I don't want to. So are you a hardcore Jets fan or are you just a casual Jets fan?
All right, well, put it this way. All my sons like the Giants, and I refuse to buy them Giants anything. I buy them Jets everything.
Okay, now that can be called child abuse. Just putting it out there. And I'm no longer a mandated reporter, but ethically, I might have to call the authorities. Your kids are grown now, but they might have some childhood trauma, you
Okay.
know, and it could affect them in their, social relationships now. They might have Jets flashbacks or something. Are they afraid to fly because of the Jets?
No,
Do they take the train everywhere?
no, they don't have a problem flying. Oh, you dickhead! I get it now. I was like, what? What's it got to do with flying? Fucking trains and planes and the jets. Like, okay, got it.
Well, Violet, we're not really going to talk about football like a football show. I'm just trying to understand why anybody that was born after 1975 would be a Jets fan. That's my only like goal right now is to understand the mind of a younger Jets fan and you know get that knowledge so I can understand. But Teresa, honestly, here was what I thought, and perhaps you won't care considering how you became a Jets fan, but I think what will be in the best interest of the Jets football organization is if they left New York.
Yeah, I
And,
wouldn't matter because I never went by
well, no,
like
I'm saying it wouldn't matter for
my
you,
home
but
state. Like, you
I,
know what I mean?
I think they need to move to San Diego.
I bet you do.
But here's the reason why I think they should go to San Diego. San Diego is a blue collar city, and they have hardworking people, and they're used to depression ever since all the defense contracts dried up at the end of the Cold War. So they're miserable already. The Jets would fit perfectly there,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And
Mm-hmm.
oh wait, Violet says everybody's into the Chiefs. Okay, so I just need to address an Irish Violet Witch's statement here. Here's why I'm not into the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's one reason and one reason only. Andy Reid. Okay, I didn't like him here. I don't like him there. Yeah, he's got 2 Super Bowls. Okay, great. You're going to see in Kansas City what we saw in Philadelphia. Andy Reid comes in and he does great when he first gets there. But then all of a sudden, he runs out of ideas. And then he starts running these same vanilla packages. And then he's going to hire a bunch of outdated free agents. And everybody's going to think we're coming back. And no, I'm telling you right now, Travis Kelce, if he decides to retire, it's all over. And Patrick Mahomes, I hope he enjoys himself. And I hope he's having a great time. But he's going to be one of those quarterbacks that's a one-man gang. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Back to the New York Jets moving to San Diego.
I'm listening.
See, I think that they don't have a football team. New York, the New York region technically has 3 football teams right now. You got your Giants, you got your Jets, and you've got your Patriots. And when you look at that, the Jets really have no footing on the Eastern Seaboard
No, the
because
Patriots are basically New England. They're not New York.
no, they're not New York, but they're technically close to
Fall in.
Connecticut, which is next to New York, and that's the region. I'm just talking about regionally speaking.
Uh,
See, if the Patriots weren't in New England and they were like the Jets were like the only other AFC team around there, because between New England and the other AFC team that would be close by on the Eastern Seaboard, the closest one would be Baltimore.
yes.
But the Patriots have what, like 5 world titles? New York's the only team in the NFL, the Giants, I should say, are the only team in the NFL that won a Super Bowl in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s. So they're pretty well entrenched in New York. Like they've had lots of parades.
Yeah,
You
my
know,
son likes the Patriots a lot. And
and
how
and the
many
Patriots
titles
are
they
good.
have?
Yeah, they have 5.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
he said he's 6 or 5.
yeah, they have 5. They beat the Rams twice. They beat the Eagles. They beat the Panthers, and they beat who's the other team they beat?
Seattle
Atlanta.
Seahawks.
But the best game was when they beat the Eagles.
Yeah, the Philly special was the best play.
Yeah, that was our best play. We have a statue in Philadelphia by our stadium.
You
where
also
Nick
had the
Foles-
Liberty Bell, but that's cracked. So what does that mean?
That's where crack started. We're the home of crack. We love our crack.
You also have the mint there.
They also
The
have
U.S.
stuff with Rocky Balboa.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and every time a team puts their jersey on that Rocky Balboa statue, they end up getting embarrassed. Like, don't disrespect Rocky. We don't like that. Even if you're not a fan of the movie, you know what Rocky represents, and he represents Philadelphia's never say die and never give up attitude. Like that's Rocky. Like that's the good. Yeah.
I like
Anyway,
Rocky.
I liked Rocky 2 better than the first Rocky, which everybody thinks I'm crazy. Rocky 3 was garbage. Rocky 4 was sewage. Rocky 5 I didn't bother to watch. And then the Rocky Balboa, I'm just thinking, dude, like, do you owe somebody money and you have to make a movie? Like, what's going on? Like, we can start a GoFundMe slide. We don't have to keep you're like 60 years old. Like, uh-oh. Violet Witch likes Rocky. Okay, between Rocky and Rambo, who would you choose?
Well, that's different. Rocky's like,
Rambo.
But Rambo First Blood's the best one.
yeah,
I think so
I
too,
agree.
guy. No, First Blood was definitely the best because that's what happens when you piss off a Vietnam veteran. You don't do that. You won't let me get something to eat? Well, I'll blow up your whole town. Yeah. So, okay, so back to the Jets.
Yes,
They don't.
and moving
They're.
to San
I mean,
Diego.
they should go someplace where a city that is a football town would embrace them. It's kind of like, okay, so let's say a man's wife runs off with another man and that man left his wife. So that jilted husband and wife meet each other and decide, well, we can be a couple too. Like that's how the Jets in San Diego should be. My team left me and the Jets are like, my city doesn't
That
care
is a
about
horrible
me.
metaphor.
Mama,
How?
next year Giants could possibly. No, I mean the Jets because they have Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson,
Uh-huh.
and next year they'll probably have Aaron Rodgers. So it could
that
probably be.
they could probably be very good. Here's the
I
problem.
told you I was alone in this household with the Jets.
You should be.
But for right now, they're ass. I'm not
Well, they
Thank
are,
you.
but they're not. They're not completely. I mean, you got to think about it. What the second play of the game, Aaron Rodgers, you see his tendon like literally pop on live television, and maybe if he got vaccinated, it wouldn't have happened. But anyway,
I believe so.
hey,
I mean, they beat the Eagles, which at the moment the Eagles were.
That's my son.
But they're off. They hired a new coach. Their offensive. It was like an offensive coach, and now they lost like 5 of their games, 5 out of their 6 games.
okay, but get this: the Jets and Eagles have played 13 times since 1970. How many times have the Jets beat the Eagles?
None.
Once.
Yeah, and that was this year, right?
First
Yeah.
time ever. Oh, there she is. How's Walmart? Irish Jazz.
Hello, Irish. Oh, I like your picture a lot.
Oh, speaking of which,
That's hot.
this is for William. Good job, kid.
Told him about the fox.
So wait, are you gonna skin the fox and like make like a Davy Crockett hat or something?
I don't know about a Crockett hat, but we'll skin it and tan it.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice fur.
Yeah, see, that's what I
A
was
couple
thinking.
more, and I'll have a fox coat.
Oh, Violet Witch created Irish Jazz's avatar. What is that? The Duran Duran Hungry
nice.
Like the Wolf avatar? Duran Duran. There's a show. Oh, so if you get a town that is lonely for football and you get a football team that is lonely for fans, it's the perfect match. They go out there. I mean, San Diego, they have
I
military
get what
bases
you're
there.
saying, and I'm not exactly disagreeing, but I'm still backing them. I like the Jets.
Okay. Here's what I want you to do. You've been a fan since what, 1998?
Hmm.
Name 5 New York Jets between 1998 and 2018.
Oh God, I can't do that. Oh my God,
Oh, I
I
can't
can't even
do it.
think.
All right, I'll give you one. I'll give you a free one. Okay, Vinny Testaverde.
Okay, no, okay. You
Okay,
think I'd remember him because he's Italian, but
no, I think you'd remember him because he's the only quarterback in the Jets since 1983 to win a playoff game.
He's an Eagles fan, right?
yeah.
He retired, I think, at Eagle. Well, he stopped playing as an
Really? I
Eagle.
mean, I know a
Did
lot
you
of
hear about
players.
Jason Kelsey's retirement?
Oh,
What was that?
Did you hear about Jason Kelsey's retirement?
Of course, I heard about Jason Kelsey's retirement. He called me about it.
He was such a good center.
Called me
Yeah,
first.
he's going into the Hall of Fame. He'll probably be a
Yeah.
first year ballot Hall of Famer. And I'm not sure how that brotherly shove's going to be looking without Kelsey now, but
Hopefully,
yeah,
hopefully they play the same. Just like get a new coach.
I'm not sure Sirianni's the problem. No, let me take that back. Sirianni is part of the problem, and honestly, I think his youth is part of the reason why they struggled this year. I don't know if how he is as a locker room manager. Because what they did have 2 new coordinators. They had a brand new defensive coordinator and a brand new offensive coordinator. And when the signs of struggle started showing, in my opinion, he should have acted much, much faster. But I think he wanted to let things play out and see, how this goes. And the only reason people are
But
miserable.
to be honest, when they
Uh-huh.
didn't get the new offensive and defensive coach, they were the top seed. They were like 10-1, I think, right?
Yeah, but the thing came especially on we already knew we were suspect in our secondary, especially because of injuries. But the problem was the plays became predictable on offense. The offensive coordinator, I don't think was
like the Eagles
matching up.
too, though, right?
Huh?
I like the Eagles, New England, Bengals. I did really like the Patriots, but like once Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, doing all those guys, I just never saw the Patriots.
Well, that's pretty much how the New England Patriots team was when they lost Brady and Gronkowski. They haven't done anything since.
That's
Yeah.
how I felt the first time I ever saw Michael Vick play. Do you remember when Michael Vick first came out? Like everybody was astounded, like glued to their TVs, like football has just changed.
You know what they said
He
about
was like the
Michael Vick?
Mike Tyson of football. He was unreal.
But do you know who they said was an even better football player at quarterback than Michael Vick when he was in high school?
Who?
You'll never get this one. I'll just tell you, Allen Iverson.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Allen
no,
Iverson. Allen Iverson won a state championship as a high school quarterback.
I know, I believe that, but I just remember seeing Michael Vick play, like, and had he not just did that dumb shit with the dogs and everything, he would have been. I mean, I remember watching him play, and it was like the guy had wings on his feet.
He did, and
It was
honestly,
unreal. Like I was in awe watching him.
he probably still does have wings on his feet.
Oh, no
Mike,
doubt. But I mean, after doing what he did, he's like, he got nobody's going to support that. You can't. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing, and I got into this. Matter of fact, it was on a live stream, and this was the first time I had. It wasn't a bad argument, like a fight, but this was the
Hmm.
first time Cherie Berryman took
Oh, I
umbrage
remember
with
her.
something I said.
I
Yeah,
remember.
that.
And also, I want to tell you, I in your comments, I saw Freedom, and I
Hmm.
remember the first time I met her. She is such a nice person.
Yeah, I
She is
love Freedom.
super intelligent too.
Freedom has traveled all over this globe, and I mean every continent. I think the only continent she hasn't been to is Antarctica.
I'm
But
I have a little bit of knowledge about her history, and every time I don't know, you ever watch that show Mike and Molly?
what the cop and his wife?
Yeah, like they're both heavy set people,
I
but
never
uh,
watched it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
there's an episode with Kathy Bates in it, and she's a photographer, and she goes to like all these different places, and then she decides she's done. You know what I mean? Because like she's seen so many horrific things, stuff like that, and Molly's all like crazed and like infatuated with her, like your work isn't done yet, and
So
she
you're
gives
you're you're Molly.
no, well, yeah, but that's Freedom reminds me of Kathy Bates in that show. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, that's kind of like Freedom, like I didn't like Kathy Bates in that one show.
Freedom actually gave me encouragement when I first got here and after I got jilted and
Hmm.
was thinking like maybe I made a mistake.
I
And
remember.
talking with her gave me inspiration or motivation to not go back to America. And when she was telling me, like, the different places she had been to, India, Iran, Egypt, and I'm thinking, this woman went to these places alone
And maintained.
and had, good adventures. Like, there's something about her aura that kept her safe. And
Yeah.
I just thought, and then the thing that she made me like think, okay, I can do this was when she said, a couple of places she traveled to, she had to take bucket baths or bucket showers. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, you
Kind
have
of
to
like
take that
rain
too?
showers.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was like, okay, so if she can do that, there's no reason why I can't. And it was just very, very, and if Freedom, you're listening, this is the first time I've ever told you this, but that actually kind of gave me some peace of mind knowing that, when you go out there, you have to understand it's not going to be as you are like, when you have the hot water and you've got, the house and you can drive a car and like you have it's an adventure. And that was the part that she allowed me to see. And it helped me to get better adjusted here because at first, like I said before, I wouldn't move. I literally wouldn't move. And then I had that whole thing about the embarrassment of I talked all this trash and now I'm here and she turned out to be a scammer and now what? But it came back to understanding I didn't do any of this to impress people anyway. And now I'm sure Freedom faced some, challenges, in her travels, but the fact that she didn't just do it one time and say, "Oh, I can't ever do that again." Like she went out there. I mean, she was in Egypt during the revolution. I mean, that would be enough for the average person to say, "Hey, look, I'm staying right here where it's safe in North America, and I'll be good." But no, like, I just really, really appreciated that. Like, why are you mentioning our dear show? Oh, back to that. You're not being rude, Jazz. Here's why I mentioned Cherie. We're talking about Michael Vick, and I was saying that was the first time me and Cherie Berryman had a disagreement because Cherie Berryman was an avid dog lover. And when the Michael Vick thing happened, she actually cared for one of his victimized dogs.
Oh wow,
And what I was saying about that
that's
situation to
awesome.
Cherie was that, of course, nobody would condone or appreciate the dog fighting. Like, that's a given. But what I was saying about Michael Vick, when he was in that life, I did not like him. Like, I never liked Michael Vick as a person. Yeah, was he a dynamic quarterback? Yeah, but he was also
That's all
extremely
I was
arrogant.
trying to say. Like, I remember watching him play, and being in complete awe. But again, like, as a person, I wouldn't want to know him, nothing like that. But watching him play ball,
Okay,
and
this is where the Bible kicks in, and I'll explain this. So
the
watch
Bible
this.
kicks in everywhere, so I'm good. Go ahead.
Oh, will you stop? Anyway, I'll, I'll 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 jet this through. Now, when Michael Vick got caught, he turned his life around, and I say that to say this: he doesn't deny what he does or what he did. He takes full accountability for it. He used to speak to children when he was an Eagle in the Philadelphia schools and let them know what he did and that it was wrong. And initially, he said it was because of the culture he grew up in, and that made me angry because I'm like, hey, black people don't fight. But the truth was, where he was in Virginia,
They do,
they do.
and I
And
know that because I I actually am familiar with that part of Virginia, and a lot of a lot of my family member and a
Mhm,
lot of friends are. And I'm
mhm.
gonna tell you something. It's actually a white thing.
You
Like
mean like
the dog
a
fighting, it started with Thomas Jefferson fighting dogs like pit bulls,
see? I don't like Thomas Jefferson. He was a rapist.
among other things, and I agree.
Yeah.
But um, but actually, he's the one who started the actual, and he bred them. They weren't mean. He would just. It's nothing. It's
Yeah,
the
you
same
have to
thing.
train a pit bull to be mean. They're not
Right, but
naturally
after
mean.
genetics are set in, after years and years of doing that, you're gonna get a breed of dog that is bred just to fight and be mean.
So if Thomas Jefferson started this, could we say Michael Vick was being patriotic?
In s- in one way, he was being patriotic in the sense that he took accountability, not because I don't think he was thinking of it, but it became like, okay, that's a black culture thing when really that's not true at all. Like,
No, I,
'cause,
I I would agree
like,
with you. And
rednecks fight, have cockfights.
well, no, there was a
Black people have
uh,
pit bull fights.
well, cockfighting is still very prominent here in the Philippines.
I know, I just
And
watched one today.
you watch Philippine cockfights?
No,
Oh, I'm like,
you know what happened to my son's chicken today with the
oh,
fox.
that
But
wasn't a real fight. I mean, yeah, the fox got in, but he didn't come back
no,
out.
the chickens did pretty good. But
Get off my sister! Peck, 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 peck. Get off!
but but they do that, and you got to always do something to make the animal mean. Like with the rooster, like they don't fight hens, but roosters, you got to clip that thing underneath the wattle, their the
Their
skin
waddle.
flap. Yeah,
Oh, oh,
you gotta
okay.
cut that with a razor blade to make them real mean.
Oh, before I forget, let me just finish up with Cherie Berryman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So the thing that I was talking about, like the whole Bible part, and when I looked at Michael Vick on a greater scale, but just along the same lines of, a person redeeming themselves, you have to look at St. Paul. St. Paul used to persecute Christians, and he
Mhm.
took pride in it. And then when he, Jesus was like, "Why are you persecuting me?" He's like, "Whoa, whoa!" And then he went through the blindness, and then he could see. He changed, and he became, arguably the best saint in the New Testament. And I love reading, Romans and Ephesians and Galatians and the book of Timothy, like those letters he wrote in prison. And with Michael Vick, I don't know if he's a Christian or not, but when he saw what he did, he humbled himself. Like it took that for him to come out of that arrogance and that ego because he was guilty. But he never did the thing where, once he got out of, prison and his parole was completed and he did his community service, that he tried to downplay what he did. He never once said, well, I wasn't really guilty, but I just didn't want to go through the whole thing. So yeah, no, he didn't do any of that. He owned it. And when a person owns what they do, it's, to me, that is admirable. Where I didn't like you or respect you before, I can respect you now. And especially like when he talks to the children, he explains, he's not bragging about what he did, but he's like kind of like almost confessing, like, this is what I did. This was wrong. And, he talks about, not thinking about the lives of the dogs. And it was just very impressive to me. And because of that, Michael Vick he may get into the Hall of Fame now, where before, if he didn't, own what he did, there was no chance he would have ever even been eligible. But now, people saw him because when he first came to Philadelphia, I went to the first Eagles game after they had signed him. And there were protesters all outside the stadium. Hide your beagle, Vixen Eagle, and don't support the Eagles because they have a dog killer here. And it was a lot of that. And, we can't say we're a forgiving society if we're not willing to give a person another opportunity. Michael Vick didn't go to Virginia Tech to study aerodynamics or, become a nuclear physicist. He went there to play football. So that was basically all he could do. And,
Right.
He humbled himself. He didn't come in. There was no entourage. He wasn't driving, speeding. And he was a model citizen. That's the best way I could put it. And it was almost like anybody that wanted Michael Vick to speak, to at-risk youth, he would do it. Like, no problem. He couldn't speak at the school I worked at because the archdiocese, mainly archdiocese. Oh, we don't want to. But there were a lot of places that, he did go to, and he did charity events, and, he accepted like his penalty. Ironically, he fought dogs, but he was an animal lover too. And people don't understand how you could be both, but you kind of can when you lack empathy.
I know
Like,
that for a fact that you can love animals and then do something like that. I know that for a fact.
there.
I've
There.
seen it done.
Wait. We have some interesting thing. Jazz, what are you talking about? The other side. Did you cross over? Did you have an out of body experience? Jazz, pick up. Jazz, pick up. Here, I'm sending you the link. What's going on? What am I missing?
I
You're done
know.
with the other side.
Right now
Oh,
I'm done with the other side.
we'll get some tea. Get some tea. Tea in the morning. Oh, so that's all I wanted to say about Cherie Berryman. But like Cherie understood my position. I understood her being an empath, that, you know, she could feel that. I got it. And I think that I learned a lot from Cherie Berryman in a very short period of time. And she'll always have a permanent gold plated spot in my heart. She's just there's a lot of crap going on. Yeah, but we want to know what the crap
Oh,
is.
I think I know. I think I know what Violet Witch is talking about in a sense, like
Ooh.
the women's community, like different things that are going on with people's sons talking and like that area, like
Wait, are we talking about the what is it, Siwa Moon?
yeah, like and stuff like that, and people calling and the mob genre stepping in and those guys and what's going on with the women and all
So
these
you
white
actually
knight
have
heroes.
communities stepping up like factions, and they're about to go to war with each other.
No, I agree with Violet. There is a lot of like it's so stupid and it's getting so out of hand. Like, I mean,
It
I'm no
sounds
stranger
stupid.
to it. Like I made it to I don't know 30 something years without being called the see you next Tuesday word. And when I
Mm.
came on YouTube by men who are supposed to be like gentlemen, I got called that, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like but I completely understand, and there's a lot of like I don't do you know I mean my cousin. I'm
I
sorry,
know
Irish
Jazz
guys.
is talking about her cousin, and if I'm correct, she's talking about the wait. Oh, Cooch La Creme.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could Maria Corner Crochet or something like that, and then against Simply Sophie, that whole thing.
This is like I don't know. I'm still looking for like a actual community, but at the same time, I kind of enjoy not having a community because
Hmm.
none of this like keeps me awake at night. I don't think about any of this. I honestly forgot that
But
I had a
the
live stream when I woke up this morning. It's too much hate,
it's
and I'm not
hate.
about hate. Children being involved, and I'm not about that either. And how do I go about being peace, love, and happiness? So can't do it. Okay, so first of all, Judge, I'm about to yell at you because how many times has your wifey told you to stay away from those toxic communities? And how many times has Randy told you to stay away from those toxic communities? And how many times have I told you to stay away from those toxic communities? They raise your blood pressure there. They get your blood all boiling, and then you get mad, and
I
then
agree with I agree with well with everyone's telling her, but I also see what Irish Jazz like is trying to say. Like it's like when you see something being like speaking with Irish Jazz just the other day, like she's not one to bite her tongue. Like she'll get a mouthful of blood before she'll, shut up. Like she doesn't she wants if something's wrong, she's going to call it.
and
Like
say
you're wrong. You know
that's that
you're
Irish
wrong.
blood because they're Irish is that's a simile for the word stubborn. And you say stubborn, you're just saying Irish, and that's your problem, Jazz. You need to
Irish
stop
Jazz
being so Irish. You
is
need.
Cooch with Savage Speaks like she's on that side or is like I'm not saying side, I'm just saying like more on that side.
Jazz, pick up the link. Come on. Inquiring minds want to know. We want to know. Wait, I am Irish Jazz. I'm about peace, love, and happiness. My cousin is about coochie.
Oh,
It is her channel, and she could do as she pleases. I know that's a typo. And I still love her, so there, what can I say? No, we got the typo, Jazz. You didn't have to correct that. It was in the context, so we could tell it was a typo. Okay, but wait a minute. If your cousin wants to be a lesbian, that's her business. Nobody cares if she's all about the coochie. I mean, I used to be all about the coochie when I was in my 20s. Yeah, but I don't get the drama part. There's so many things that you could use a platform to do that can be positive and help people. And I don't know. Well, I think I know where, but I'm not going to say it now because I'm not trying to give them any type of notoriety.
Yeah. No, I think I know too. And just Irish Jazz, I kind of think I know what you're talking about, and I really hope like you definitely are about laugh laughs and just having a good time. And but I think I do know what you're talking about, and this has become a crazy place, like, you know, swatting people, all of that stuff. It is crazy. So I'm
You
very
know,
careful where I go now. I had to cut a lot of people off, like,
you
because
know what's crazy
you're
though? Swatting, I thought would be like, teenage kids would do that, and
no,
then
this is full ass grown ass women and men doing this shit, and it's weird.
that's what bothers me because when I first learned the swatting like 4 years ago, it and like the video that was talking about swatting, it involved kids, and they didn't understand the trouble that they would get into by doing it. And the kid was like, "Yeah, I didn't really think they believed me when I called and said there was a one that felon in that house, and then the whole SWAT team showed up, and he got in
No,
trouble. But he
I've
was
heard.
making a video saying, like, no, this is stupid. Like, don't do it. And but you have people in their 40s and 50s doing it now.
No, no, and not only 40s and 50s, like 60s going on 70s. And let me tell you something, these people get a hold of your number, they dox your family. There was even one per instance, like ever since the women's community kind of went into the mob genre, like
Hmm. So they think they're
a lot of
mafioso
these
now.
like a lot of these guys are incels, you know what I mean? You could see it. So I'm just keeping it real. So you get a lot of these girls who are very charismatic and pretty at the same time, and it becomes vicious. So these guys want to white knight for these girls, and they'll send them money and do things like this, or vice versa. Not the girls will do that for them, like, and then it's the easiest thing in the world. If you want to know who your enemies are going to be tomorrow, make friends today in that community, like in that whole thing. Make friends with them
Shoot.
today. That's tomorrow's enemy.
Oh, you know what? Because Florian left the room. So this happened earlier this week, and it actually threw me off track for the whole week because I started having like serious anxiety issues. So I don't know if anybody knows the story. Florian's oldest sister has two daughters, one son. They stay with us in our home. And the only thing I told Florian's sister is send money for their food. That's all she has to send money for. Okay, so they moved in October, and she had sent money for their food. No problem. October, absolutely no issues whatsoever. November rolled around, and she would send it to her son. He's like 20. He's the one in med school. And, he would give me, a couple of bucks, nothing serious at all. But him and his sister, they would go to the market, buy their food, bring it back, whatever. But in November, this didn't happen. And I wasn't paying attention because also in November, um, the youngest daughter moved in along with two nephews of Florence' other sister. Now, her other sister, said, I will pay you X amount of dollars, if my kids can stay there. And I thought that was like a lot more than what was needed. And I was like, I don't know if you have to give me that much. I'm not trying to make money off of this. So, just they got their food, they're fine. So that was fine. But I started noticing in November, I was going into my own bank account. And so finally, I asked Florian, like, did your oldest sister send money for her kids? And that's when I found out she didn't. So I confronted her about it, like, why didn't you send money for your children? And she didn't want to answer. But I'm like, no, you owe me an explanation. And so she was just trying to say, well, I had other debts I had to pay, and I'm sorry. I'm like, that's not good enough. And so the best way I could do it was I said to her, if you gave me $500 to feed your children and you found out that they were eating a bowl of rice once a day, you would be very upset, wouldn't you? And she said, yes. Why do you think I shouldn't be upset when I'm paying to feed your children and you have a job? So after that, she seemed to have a problem. And I don't really care. I mean, like, you can keep a problem. But the way she was acting, I was like, she's probably going to try to twist the story around. So I had a conversation with all three of her children, and I told them point blank what was going on. And I made sure they understood this doesn't affect you. I'm not going to kick you out. You're not going to reduce the amount of food you eat. You're not going to be responsible for the sins of your mother. And so they understood that. So in December, she did pay, the money came directly to me. And in January this month, pretty much the same thing. What ends up happening, everything is going good here. I mean, no issues, no animosity, no undercurrent of anything. Everybody's rolling like a donut. But then all of a sudden, I'm being told that the three kids might leave. I'm like, for what? I mean, I honestly enjoy having them here. It brings life to the house.
No, I believe
And
you do. I actually know you do.
yeah, I mean, it's fun.
Mhm.
I shouldn't say that. I enjoy them being here because they're good kids. They don't really cause any trouble. Well, I shouldn't say they don't cause any trouble. They're well mannered, they're polite, they're good in school, they follow the rules, and they have senses of humor. So I get to be just an uncle, which
Yeah,
is great for
fun
me.
uncle. Like, of course, while they're in your care, I mean, you have to take care of them. And I mean, you're doing all the things that, a father would do. And you have these children and you're feeding them, and she's supposed to just send money. That doesn't, add up to the cost of, their toiletries and
Exactly, and the
the
laundry,
wants,
and yeah,
and not only the needs, but the little wants that how can you say no? You see something is needed, but it's not needed, but it
yeah.
is. You know what I mean? Like a new book bag or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, exactly. I would do
how can
that,
you say
and
no?
I've done it. I
Right.
mean, I bought Christmas gifts, and I just
Exactly.
bought Christmas gifts for the kids. I didn't buy anything for anybody else. I mean, I got Florian a ring, but oh wait, and I got her sister Joy. I got her a bottle of rum, but I think that was it. It wasn't like I hadn't. If they weren't here, I probably wouldn't have even tried to really celebrate Christmas. But they
Well,
put
it makes
that
it better
they
having
made me feel Christmassy, I guess,
right.
them being here, and then they had the big celebration for New Year's, and I had to wake up at midnight because I usually sleep through New Year's, and you wake up, you're just like, hey, Happy New Year, and the two boys, man, boy, are they into those online war games? Good grief. What is it? I think it's Mobile Legends or something.
And not I know what one boy in this house can eat. If we order pizza, like
Hmm.
one boy can eat one pizza in this house. And there's a lot of boys. So,
Yeah, I
I
could
mean,
too.
and sometimes two pizzas,
No, I've
depending on
never.
what sport they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've
Like,
never been able to
but
do that.
while they boys will eat you at a house and home.
It's like 4 hours. They got a piece of pizza in their hand the whole time.
You know,
It's just whether it's a triangle or it's just down to the crust, but they've always got it in the hand.
Yep.
It takes them like they just keep eating and
Eating
eating
and
and
eating,
eating
yeah.
and eating.
Yeah, if I ate a pizza
Bathroom,
like that,
eat,
I wouldn't eat.
bathroom, eat,
Yeah,
bathroom, eat.
there you go. See, yeah, exactly. Like if I ate a pizza, like, well, no, the first time I ate pizza here, real pizza, I tried to eat the whole thing because I hadn't had that taste in my mouth since 2022, like March of 2022. So to finally actually eat something that tasted like pizza, and you could taste like the mozzarella and it had sauce on it, and it was
The
real
what?
pepperoni.
What'd you call it?
Mozzarella.
Well, that's how it's spelled.
Okay. Well, forgive me for being phonetically sound.
Mozzarella.
Okay, I'm not gonna ever be able to say it like that. Mozzarella.
There you go.
Oh, I did
You
it!
can say
Yay!
you botcha galoo, but you can't say mozzarella.
Okay, because I grew up hearing that on the Golden Girls. That's why she didn't talk about mozzarella. She would say, "Picture it, Sicily, 1908," and you went
I'm
from there.
picturing you watching Golden Girls.
I used to love that show. You kidding me? Man, thank you.
My
for
dad
being-
did too, and he said they're really just a bunch of old whores. Just like kinda.
Not Dorothy. Nobody wanted that.
See,
I
see,
still look at
Arthur,
her and wonder if she's a man.
Yeah.
you're gonna get me in
nobody's ever-
trouble.
Oh,
I mean, if
be
you look
honest.
closely, it's hard. You could see it.
That's B. Arthur. That's Maud. She's a woman.
She just has a very, 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 very deep voice, and unfortunately for her, she's very tall.
She's a handsome woman.
Yeah.
So she was, yeah, that's fair. Or she was a power forward in another life. Yeah, because, wait, I think she passed away. I think. And Betty White passed away last year. She was
Yeah,
my favorite.
Mine too. I couldn't. She was really good at playing Rose,
Mhm.
and I don't get it because she was spunky as hell. I loved Rose, and I was really sad when she died. Really sad.
Aw.
Betty
They're
White,
all-
come on. Do you remember her in Lake Placid? And
I didn't watch that movie.
she was just badass.
No, she was. I totally agree with that. She was definitely a badass. Yeah. And to our Golden Girls, they're gone now. They're all off in the Golden Palace in the sky, I guess. And that was the name of their last show.
Yeah, because Blanche, that's Rue McLaughlin.
No.
And-
Rue McClanahan. And then there was
McClanahan.
Estelle Getty, Betty
Estelle
White,
Getty, Betty
B.
White.
Arthur,
B. Arthur. Yep.
and Betty White was a dog lover. Violet, you have a lot of obscure trivia. Wow. Okay. Oh wait, no, that wasn't her. Never mind. I don't know who I was thinking about. So, anyway, I found this video of a teacher. She went to work and at her classroom, and people noticed that she was drunk. And I'm thinking, how bad is your life, or how much do you hate being a teacher that you have to drink on the job? I mean, I had teachers when I was a kid that would tell us that once they got out of class that day, they were going to get a drink, and we thought that was hysterical. But we never actually had a teacher on the job that was drunk. I don't get that. Wait, Jazz, where are you? You got quiet. Jazz.
She went to I think she said she was going to eat, I think.
No, that was Violet.
I was gonna look upward. in the
I'm
chat.
making sure Jazz didn't have. Jazz isn't cursing somebody out and calling them all kind of langers.
Well, I was gonna tell Irish Jazz, like, I don't want to plug somebody else's show on yours, but I think it would be good, like, if you want to have it, because the only one, I would say the only one show between the female and the mob genre kind of thing that
Mhm.
everybody has a voice, and that's, I don't know if you ever heard of him, Stand Up Guy,
Nope.
but, well, he's not for, like, anyone, but he definitely lets everybody have a voice. And I'm partial to him because that's what he does. Like,
So let me ask this question: since you're familiar with the mob genre,
mhm.
what is the? I mean, is kind of self-explanatory, but not. Like, what is the concept of the mob genre? Do they talk about real life things? Do they just
So
talk
you
about
have your
how
real,
unrealistic movies are that portray
No.
organized
you,
crime?
you,
Attack each other anymore.
yeah. Well, you have like the real mob genre, like the Sammy the Bull, the Michael Francis,
Okay.
that do real mob stuff, and they have their Patreons and they make money off of this, because they lived in that life.
Okay, I get
And
that.
then you have like these people who were just criminals at one time or did jail time, like a long stretch. And so they come out, and because they've done it for so, like, for example, I've modded, I think, for everybody in that area. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In that genre. And I mod for a lot of people still. But, and I've never asked to, but it's kind of, we kind of came like the counterpart for the women's community. Um, like you have Fat Bald Sicilian who thinks that he's the king of MobTube. You know what I mean? And he lives in like close to Lancaster and says he grew up in York, Pennsylvania, but he's from Brooklyn. And
Mm.
then you got your Johnny Mac. He's not even Italian and never been in the mob, but he was once a drug addict. And then you have stand-up guy who worked with people who played in mob movies, and he's did the sets and all that stuff. And then you just have your criminals. Do you know what I mean? Like people who live the street life.
Okay, were they like foot soldiers, or they were
No,
just
that's the thing. They're not, but they
they're
try to.
posers?
I'm not gonna go that far because I don't know, but all I know is like you don't have to be Italian to be in the mob genre, and half the people that say they're Italian really aren't. And you have like your good guys, like I personally like the stand-up guy, and I like the no-fly zone Ricans. You know what I mean? They
Uh
don't
huh.
get into this, but like you have people like Terry Lynn, Muzz is in there,
Terry
um,
Lynn, that's the name. That was the one that used to pay
Teresa.
Real Entertainment News' rent.
Yes,
That's
and
her.
I adore Terry Lynn. I do. Like that's my girl. But now Lindsay is in SoFlos. Do you know what I mean? She was in the Hive with Just Jules.
Yeah, but Lindsay's a channel gypsy.
Yes, she is. And I used to go up one side of her and down the other, if you remember. But
Uh
I
huh.
apologized for whatever. Just and I realized Lindsay's not that bad. She definitely has a good heart. Like she doesn't have a lot, but whatever she has, I watched her give to other people. And you got to think on some level, I know I took a beating because when the girls came in, they were like, "Are you still in love with CC?" And I was like, "Yep."
Oh wait,
So,
Jules kicked Lindsay out
of the
of.
Hive, yes. And that was on SoFlo's, like, and Duchess of Petty came up there and she was crying. She was very upset. Like, what did I do? And she did nothing wrong. I got to be honest. And you know me. If I saw her do some dumb shit, I'd call it. And even I was like, I'm done. Like,
But
after that stuff
I,
with Lindsay, I was done.
I am pretty sure, and I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I have a very strong suspicion that Lindsay suffers from abandonment anxiety. And that is probably why, like, she'll take the abuse that people give her because she
She
doesn't
wants
want
to
to be
fit
alone.
in. Yes.
Not even just fit in, like she'd be the outcast or the butt of the jokes just as long as she's allowed to be in the room.
Yeah.
Lindsay's not looking to be a perfect fit. She'll say the things that will gain her entry into a channel or a community or something like that. But at the same time, once she gets comfortable with, and this is all my opinion, I think in her mind where she thinks she's established herself, I think
Mhm.
then she starts going a little too far. She might
Yes.
say something out of
Yes.
pocket, and then the people will be like, not exactly these words, but they're kind of like, we brought you in because we felt sorry for you, but if you're gonna act like that, get out. I think that's what she deals with, and given just what I know about Lindsay McNeil, it's very understandable
Hmm.
that she would have abandonment anxiety,
Yeah.
just from what she's told me. And I don't need to bring it all up here. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of Lindsay McNeil because I never kicked her off of my channel. She left the channel because she thought there were greener pastures, but the way she did it
Yeah.
was
I know
quite,
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. And so, she was from Philly.
Yeah.
And I
She's in
know she was from
Florida.
Philly
She's in
because
Florida now. Not. I shouldn't have said anything. I
no,
just
no,
thought
she
that was.
is in Florida. She doesn't make that a secret. When I met her, she was in
Okay.
Florida, but she
I
spent the first part of
Violet.
her life in Philly, and I knew
Yes.
the area she grew up in. And like, it's not an area that anybody that isn't from Philadelphia would know about. And she was able to answer questions only somebody from Philly would know. And that's how I knew she was from Philly. I used to call her because the section of Philadelphia she grew up in was called Pennypack. And I used to call her the Pennypack Princess. It's when
I will.
she was there, it was much nicer. It's garbage now, but that had nothing to do with her. It had to do with Section 8 housing, but
Right.
that's a whole different story. But
Violet Witch. You're right. Johnny Mac the elf. Yes. But I'll give him credit for one thing. I'll give him credit for, he got called out and he took it, like somebody said, another creator said to him, like, show up at my house and, I'll whoop your ass, whatever, you won't leave. And he showed up and he whooped his ass, and he sweetened the deal, this one creator, by saying, whoever shows up, I'll give you $1,400. So this creator, this Johnny Mac, did show up and he whooped the guy's ass, and the guy should have given him his 1,400, like him or not,
he didn't
like
give him his
Johnny Mac
money.
or not. No.
Wait, I
And
would have went for $1,400 just take a couple of punches.
well, no, the guy who was offering it, like, if you come to, like, I dare anybody to come to my house, I'll whoop your ass, and he put money on it and everything else, and so he got his ass whooped and then called the cops. And that's the mob genre. And that happened to the king of mob too. So I can't respect that. And I've tried to like him, but I can't. I can't do it. Like, and he's
Well,
got some
no,
good content, but he is the ultimate grifter. Like,
well, no,
he
he
has
has no
yelled at
honor.
his
I
chat.
mean, if you
He's
beat
yelled
me
at
up,
his chat like, I know you guys have more than $5 to give. I'm leaving. And I was just like, wow.
oh, he's a
Like,
beggar.
and no, I don't.
Demander.
He's a demander guy. Thank you. He's a demander.
And a
Yes,
master debater.
and a master debater. I
Yeah,
say
master
masturbator,
Bader.
but
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. See, I don't know. How can I say this? I have a problem. Like, if I said I'll give you $1,400 if you show up at my house and I'm going to beat you up, and you beat me up, I'm gonna shake your hand and give you the $1,400. Like there's no
Exactly.
respect.
Exactly. Especially, hold on. Sorry, guys. We got so much snow up here, and I was sick, then I got better, and now it's like all coming back. Like I'm like, oh my God, go away already. I'm sorry.
Even Jazz got snow in the desert. Like there's no snow here, so I actually have my fan on because it's a little warm today, and yeah,
But definitely, but I don't want to plug his show unless Teresa Wifey wants you to repeat those names, please.
wait. Hold on for a second, Jazz. If you want those names repeated, you need to take the link and get on here, and get on panel, okay? And the fact that you're talking to your wife instead of posting in the chat, no. So now we're not repeating the names unless you get up here. So
No,
so
she
there.
did. She wrote, "Could you please repeat those names?" And then Violet
But
Witch
I thought you did.
reiterated.
You said stand up guy,
Well,
and then
I'm just saying, like, I don't want to. I don't want to. Is it okay if I say it on your show?
I honestly don't care, to be truthful.
Okay. Well, he's got a show coming on, and I mod in his chat. So if you have, like, if you're in the like female community, or if you're whatever your past is, present, everybody's got a voice there, and you'll laugh. But I mean, you won't know exactly who he's attacking unless you've watched SoFlo, unless you've watched, different people. But there's a lot of good people in there. Like,
Mhm.
they're all from like they all side with someone else, but once you get into stand-up guy show, like, there's a respect thing. Like, I never
So
blocked anyone, and
it's a
people come
neutral
after me.
place. It's neutral.
Yeah, but you laugh your ass off too.
But
Yeah, like
that's
I said, he is entertaining.
that's how it should be. I
Hmm.
mean, you shouldn't you shouldn't hate watch somebody. And
Well, him and SoFlo are going at it pretty hard right now, and
you
I
40
used to.
dog. That voice.
Wait, what?
Huh? Remember that video
Who?
I showed you? I said this is what SoFlo's voice sounds like. That movie clip I showed you.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny because he's Cuban, and he'll do, like, it's so funny. He can do like a Southern accent better than he does like the Tony Montana accent. It's too funny.
Well, he probably grew up in the farmlands of Florida
And
more so than the
no,
cities.
kinda, because he lives in Hialeah, which
Uh-huh.
is South Florida. Yeah.
Mhm. So yeah, he I'm sure he saw a lot of those deep Southern country redneck sounding voices.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And
but I
was
left
was he
him when
born in
Jewel.
Cuba, or is he just
Yeah.
like oh
No,
he's born there.
he was born in Cuba. But I left his, he said, you could have full moderator status back and everything like that. But Jules, because, my motion sensor,
Mm-hmm.
just Jules called me a bitch and he muted me. And I'm muted going, you fucking blah, 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 blah. I'm going off. And I'm like, you big bitch, I'll come see you, and it'll be the end of you. I'll run circles around you and won't take nothing. It'll be 2 friggin' hits, and that's all it's gonna take. Blah 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 blah. I'm going off, and I'm muted.
That happened to me 3 years ago on Lil Red's channel when I was going at it with that idiot BX Beast Boy. She muted me and I didn't know it. Same exact thing that you were dealing with. And because of that, I mean, we made up afterwards, but that was when I stopped going on her show. It was like, how'd you mute me? I'm on your side and you muted me. So I get you.
Exactly.
I get your. I understand exactly what you're saying, and I totally agree with you taking offense to that, because if anything, he should have. if you're going to mute everybody or cancel a show and say we need to take a timeout or do
Violet,
something.
yes, I don't get it either, but whatever. When she first came on, I thought it was just Doom, just Dom, and I was just like, wow,
What's the woman in the bee filter? I don't know what that means.
she's literally a bee, like a bugged out bee.
That's what she looks like?
Yeah, and if people get mad, they're like, "Come on, bees, let's swarm." I don't fucking know. I'm like, what? Like what? And she's like, Teresa, you've been in the hive for like 2 years now. I'm like, no, I have not. I would know if I was a bee. Like I go out when it becomes dusk, cut hives off, drop them in a bucket of gasoline, and it's goodbye.
Wait, so does anybody else feel like some Honey Nut Cheerios right now?
You're such an asshole. Oh my god.
Just want some Cheerios.
Oh my god. What is wrong with you? You're not even normal. What is wrong with you?
Wait. You're talking about me. What does a
That
bee
bee is
look like
cute.
that you-
Let me tell you something. Like she's got to literally put on her eyebrows so that the bee has eyebrows. Like I don't get it, but she's not like this cute little thing. It's like 40 filters on top of a bee. But really, she's pantsless on a live with like 40 friggin' filters, like with blood up to her boobs. And she had what do you call that thing, like a lap band surgery or some shit like that, and she got that, and she's still 350 trying to pull off like she's 120. Nah, bitch, get out of here. Like you want to swarm, fly away.
With I've never heard that in my life.
Oh yeah, that's
wait,
okay. Wait,
Gary.
Huh?
wait.
See,
Uh-huh.
see.
Uh-huh.
Now you know Teresa, right?
Yes.
So she gets muted after being called a bitch, and then she proceeds to get told that she can have full moderator status. Come back, but you can go here, and you can't go here, and I'm sitting here going, "Oh boy!"
Wait.
Here
He
we
gave
go.
he gave stipulations.
Started telling her where she could go and where she couldn't.
Yeah, good
I
luck.
figured
buddy.
you would get that. Like I knew right away. Like
You got it, because when he said "fuck you" to me when he called me to apologize, and I was like, "No, screw that," and you were like, "Don't you ever talk to her like that."
I hate when it gets like that over the computer. It's so frustrating because
Hey, guy. Did
Yeah.
you listen to Blind Melon in the 1990s?
I probably did, but
Remember that
You just
video
don't
with the bee
remember.
I
girl?
just don't remember.
Not the video. What was the name of the song? Hey, wait, we gotta, because now I'm thinking about it. That video with the girl and the dancing bee.
Oh wait, I know this. I do know this. I can't think of
They
it. I
laughed
know
at her.
what
She
you're
was at
talking.
the talent show, and then she was walking around the city, and she had the
Yes.
bee with.
I know what you're talking about. What the hell was that?
Hold on. I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up. Wait. You see, now you got me. Now we gotta go get Honey Nut Cheerios too. By the way, because
You're such a fucker, man. You really are. You find that sweet spot and you just keep hitting that, just pushing it.
No Rain. That was the name of the song. No
You know what?
Rain
It's not sounding familiar.
from Blind Melon. That was the name of the song.
Violet, yes, the pink hair. She's like 58, and she tries to say that I'm older than her, and I'm like, bitch, nobody believes that for 1 second.
Wait a minute. I know this means something because she's saying
Looks
she's
like an
eating
upside down
Cheez-Its
tampon. Oh my
and drinking Crush. So there's an orange component. Jazz, what are you talking
I'm
about?
freaking dying. Look at Violet Witches. It's right above the blue. Look at her. Look at what she writes about Jules.
Upside the L.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
Oh,
Ew, that's gross.
Did you know her pink hair But
No, I've
Bambi,
never seen Just Jules.
but you know Bambi Palermo, right, Violet? She
Okay,
went.
bye.
Oh, she's leaving.
No. She just asked me to play the song before
Oh,
we.
okay. All right. I'll let you play. Sorry.
No. You're fine. But oh my god. So wait, Just Jules is part of what community?
I would say like the 90 day because I think
Ah,
John Yates was going off on SoFlo. I can't keep up. I don't. So I just don't mess around in there anymore.
well,
The Johnny Mac
who
SoFlo
caused the crossover? How did these communities cross into each other? Like I did.
because
Matter of
Just
fact,
Jules went to Roadhog to get info on me and the other girl Bambi, who because Jules isn't was with an ex sex trafficker, and
mm,
she would bring her. She got supposedly. Let me just put allegedly in there, but it's in paper. Like there's documents that are proving this,
mm,
and so she was one of his working girls, and she got her friends to work for her too, and like to hand over to her boyfriend, um, Glenwood Brown or something. It's on
so
you can look it up.
Just Jules had a pimp.
So yeah, and she snitched on him. So not only was she a hoe and a bee,
A bee, an
and
actual bee.
but she's a worker bee. And Savage does these like Shaggy. It wasn't me.
Uh-huh.
She does all these things like. It's one's like the prostitute bee, and she calls her Bug, and it's just hysterical. I love the Garage Girls, Cat T and Savage.
Ah,
And Marie. But anyway, they oh my god, but she can be evil. Like she really can be. And what she did to Lindsay and another friend my friend Stormy at the time, and SoFlo lost his show to her.
mm,
Like she ruined, and she does it to everyone. Jules ruins everyone. Like
But it was good, Bambi.
but
well,
Bambi
Looking
went
out
to
the
her
window.
town.
She's looking out the door. She's like, I never
Yep.
saw her.
You could see Jules looking out the window at Bambi, and she's like, I never saw her. I would have beat her ass. And she's putting up flyers like, there's a sex trafficker in your town. And there's just pictures of this big ass face with pink hair. And she's plastering it on her front door, but she like kind of lives in like this halfway house. I don't know. But
so
it was hysterical.
hey Hermes, there you are. I see those
Hermie's
feet.
mom?
Yes,
Okay, hi.
man, it's been forever. Glad you're here, and too bad you came so late. But glad you're here. Wait, so does anybody ever tell Just Jules to mind her own beeswax or
Oh,
no?
I don't know about that, but I called her the HBIC.
Head bee in charge.
Yeah. And
So
I actually
she's the
did like
queen
her,
bee.
but it was this conflict over like I was, in Soflos for like a year, but she wanted to come in and take over and I didn't mind, let her have it.
Are
So,
we talking
but
about just Jules or Lindsay McNeil?
Jules, but what she did to Lindsay on panel and then Duchess of Petty, I don't I don't really know, like I know her, but I don't know her. Venus, yes, Violet. And see, Violet knows more than I thought.
And
Yes, she wants to stick everybody with her Venus.
Venus and Butthead.
Stormy Rivers, and Stormy Rivers was there before me.
Oh god. Wow. Well, you have to be careful with her because I mean, attacking her might be a hate crime because bees are an endangered species now. So
I don't like when she called me a bitch and she was like, she's not loyal. She's not loyal. My guy came in. He's like, "What are you spending $4 on? $2 on a soup? What the hell is a $2 super sticker?" And then he's like, $300 in 1 month, Teresa. I was like, really? And he was
wait,
like, "Oh hell no."
super stickers? Oh, when you're
Like,
monetized. Duh.
Yeah,
Okay.
like cash apps and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's been so long for me, I totally forgot. But anyway, guys, I have to get ready to go because I think I'm being told I have to go to Valencia and I don't want to go. But
But
if I don't
Violet
go,
Witch, and if you can, check out Stand Up Guy. It's the Stand Up Guy 6ix9ine. He had to put that in there because he's
okay.
got so many duplicates. But if you want an opinion, because he's going after Jules tonight because she doesn't stay on the paper like a dog. He's training her, like stay on the paper, and every time she goes off the paper, he goes
Well,
after her.
wait, maybe he should just put some flowers out there for her to pollinate, and
I think she's a little too. I think that flower is a little too old and withered to be pollinated.
Now you just gave me a visual. I'm still buying Honey Nut Cheerios, but oh god, we're gonna tempt your tummy with the taste
But
of.
Violet Witch, Cat T, Savage, they go in there and have a good laugh and everything like that. But for you, see, I think you would love Carlos Nelson and Big Lou the No Fly Zone. But Carlos is really good friends with Stand Up Guy.
If I get a chance, I'll check it out. I still need to put work into this true crime video I've been working on since 2021. So, if I get a chance, I'll definitely check it out. And since I have the names, it'll be easier to find them. Or I can always just text you in case I forget what the names
Yeah.
are.
Well,
All right.
okay. Well, thanks for having me on, and thanks for knocking my jets.
I didn't knock your jets. I just
busting my jets all the time. Just busting my jets.
I just think the Jets should make a beeline to San Diego.
I could tell you where you could put your team, but I'm not gonna.
Hey, my team is going through. There's some issues, things we have to work out. Yeah, but since 1933, we're still going strong. Philly would riot if the Eagles tried to leave. Just put it that way. But
oh my God, you're not kidding.
There might be 20 people that might be upset if the Jets move to San Diego. 25, tops.
Well, if you count all my 30 personalities, Sybil included,
that's why I said about 30 tops. Like I was only counting you and your voices. So
asshole.
All right, thanks, Teresa. Love you.
Love
Everybody,
you too.
have a good day. Good night.
Hermie's
Bye,
mom.
guys.
Irish Jazz.
Next week, Jazz, Hermie's mom, Freedom, Yaya, Wind Whispers, Dorney B, Sis, Violet Witch. If there's anybody I forgot, I'm sorry.
Yaya's in here?
No, but she'll listen later. So I just
okay. Hi, Yaya.
Hi,
because I was about to say I don't see her. Hi, Yaya.
And everybody, be safe.
Yeah.
A la salsa desde Córdoba. Yo no sé de poesía ni de filosofía, solo sé que tu vida yo la quiero en la mía. Yo no sé cómo hacer para no tenerte las ganas que yo tengo, cómo hacer para no quererte, yeah. Tú, nadie como tú, no hay un sustituto para ese cuerpo tuyo que a mí ya me tiene cucu. En un rato te busco, voy y te acurruco, yeah. No hay nadie como tú, porque no hay nadie como tú. No hay nadie como tú, no hay nadie como tú. Estamos like como Bluetooth, conecta como Bluetooth. Si me da yo soy la usa y tu muñeca Bluetooth. ese cuerpo tuyo que a mí ya me tiene cucu. En un rato te busco, voy y te acurruco. Yeah, no hay nadie como tú. Porque no hay nadie como tú. No hay nadie como tú. No hay nadie como tú. ¿Cómo hacer para no tenerte las ganas que yo tengo? ¿Cómo hacer para no quererte? Yeah. Nadie como tú. No hay un sustituto para ese cuerpo tuyo que a mí ya